You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 27th of August. Floods wreak havoc in India and Pakistan, more than 30 killed. Pakistan destroyed. Imran Khan draws parallel between Asim Munir and cricket. And Sri Lanka's former president Wickremesinghe granted bail by court. And now for all the details. Arch rivals India and Pakistan have been ravished by intense monsoon rains and flooding in recent weeks, which have cut off amenities and killed more than 30 people. We have a report.
Heavy rain has caused flooding and landslides in parts of northern India, cutting off amenities and killing around 34 people, with more rain forecast for Wednesday. A landslide on Tuesday near the shrine of Vaishno Devi on the famous pilgrims route has killed at least 30 people, local media reported on Wednesday. It was the latest catastrophe caused by downpours in the Himalayan region that killed 60 people and left 200 missing in Kishtwar in India's Jammu and Kashmir last week.
बिजली कड़की एकदम से मतलब पहले मिट्टी आई, फिर पत्थर आए ऊपर से, और टीन सेट एकदम आया ऊपर से। टीन सेट इधर बड़ा, मेरे टीन सेट जो पट्टी सी और टीन सेट की ये बड़ी है, यहाँ पर टीन सेट की पट्टी उठाकर पीछे फेंक दी मुझे। फिर बहुत बड़ा पत्थर आया, जो मेरी गर्ल से 10-12 जने थे, हम सारे दब गए इसके नीचे।
Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah took stock of the situation as the overflowing water in the Toi, Chenab, Jhelum and Byantar rivers caused floods in low-lying areas, officials said, with 3 people killed as a result in Doda district in Jammu. Some highways linking Jammu to the rest of India were also damaged. The Weather Office has forecast more rain and thunderstorms with gusty winds for the mountainous region of Ladakh, and heavy rain for Himachal Pradesh and the federal territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
2 दिनों से भारी बारिश जो हो रही है, उससे चनाब में पानी का जो लेवल है डेंजर मार्क से ऊपर चल रहा था। हाल दो अब थोड़ा सा रिसीड हुआ है, तो हम लोगों से ये अपील करते हैं कि चनाब के आसपास बिल्कुल न जाएं। जो हालांकि जो लो लाइंग एरियाज थे, वहाँ से हमने इवैक्यूएशन करके सेफर प्लेसेस पर लोगों को शिफ्ट भी किया है।
Meanwhile, neighboring Pakistan is also grappling with monsoon rains. On Tuesday, Pakistan said its eastern province of Punjab faced very high to exceptionally high danger of flooding. The number of displaced people in the province has exceeded 150,000, including nearly 35,000 who left their homes voluntarily since August 14 after flood warnings, officials said.
And Washington's decision to double tariffs on Indian goods to 50% has left exporters in fear for a severe blow, with sectors like garments, jewelry, footwear and chemicals now amongst the most heavily taxed in the US market. We have a report.
As Washington's decision to double tariffs on Indian goods to 50% came into effect on Wednesday, exporters across the country are bracing for a severe blow to trade with the United States. The move follows U.S. President Donald Trump's additional 25% tariff on Indian imports over New Delhi's purchases of Russian oil, on top of an earlier 25% tariff already imposed on a wide range of goods. The combined duty now places Indian exports such as garments, gems and jewelry, footwear, sporting goods, furniture, and chemicals among the most heavily taxed in the U.S. market, on par with tariffs applied to China and Brazil. Shipments already in transit, humanitarian supplies, and items covered under reciprocal trade programs remain exempt.
कई ऑर्डर्स होल्ड पर चले गए हैं और कुछ ऑर्डर्स कैंसिल भी हो गए हैं। इसके परिणाम स्वरूप कई फैक्ट्रीज के अंदर अनस्टेबिलिटी आ गई है, और मुझको ऐसा लगता है अभी तो ये छोटे रूप में दिख रहा है, आने वाले समय में इसका दूरगामी परिणाम दिखने को मिलेगा।
The leather industry has been among the first to feel the pinch, with U.S. buyers canceling orders and instructing suppliers to halt production. Several Indian firms say they have already received emails stating that new shipments will not be accepted under the 50% tariff regime. For some factories that were entirely reliant on the American market, business has come to a sudden standstill.
US में जो तो थोड़े मोड़े काम थे वो भी एकदम फ्लॉप हो गए। हम लोगों के पास जो ऑर्डर लगे हुए थे पहले से हाँ, वो सब भी तुरंत कस्टमरों ने सभी ने बोल दिया कि इसको रोक दीजिए, ठीक। जो भी आर्डर थे उन लोगों ने बोला कि सीधे रोक दीजिए। अभी देखिए ये हमारा यूएस का कस्टमर था, सीधे उसने लिख दिया कि जब तक टैरिफ पे कोई नहीं होता है तब तक कोई प्रोडक्शन नहीं होगा, कोई बंद कर दीजिए। देखिए पूरा आपका है, मेल आ गया था 16 अगस्त को। तो सर इस टाइम तो बड़े हालात ख़राब हैं। और हम लोग तो थोड़ा और कंट्रियों में काम करते हैं, लोकल भी काम करते हैं, डोमेस्टिक भी मेरा काम है। तो फैक्ट्रियां चल रही हैं, बहुत सारी फैक्ट्रियां, पता कीजिएगा सेडल की तमाम फैक्ट्रियां हैं जो यूएस पे ही निर्भर थी, उन लोगों ने एकदम अपने काम ही बंद कर दिए।
Exporters estimate the higher duties could impact nearly 55% of India's merchandise shipments to the US, handing an advantage to countries like China, Bangladesh, and Vietnam. Analysts have however predicted that the trade war could affect almost 1 percentage point off the country's growth this year and the next year.
Moving on. Pakistan's imprisoned former Prime Minister Imran Khan has delivered a series of scathing attacks on the country's political, judicial and military establishment. After meeting him in Adaila jail, his sister Alima Khanum conveyed his messages. The former cricket star correlated Mohsin Naqvi, former Pakistan Cricket Board chairman and the country's chief of army staff, Field Marshal Asim Munir. In his message, Imran said, the way Mohsin Naqvi destroyed Pakistan's cricket, Asim Munir is destroying Pakistan. Imran Khan also claimed that he is defiant and facing what he described as severe hardships. Alima also described her brother's unwavering resolve by saying that he will not bow down even after solitary confinement. Imran Khan also made remarks regarding Pakistan's governance, calling the judicial institutions and media as compromised. Khan also accused the current administration of violating basic human rights. Imran Khan has been in jail since 2023 over charges ranging from terrorism to disclosure of official secrets. He denies any wrongdoing and terms the cases as politically motivated. And after immense legal pressure and a deportation push by Pakistan, Germany is set to lift off months-long ban on the entry of vulnerable Afghans, a foreign ministry official told Reuters news agency on Tuesday. Germany had approved to relocate around 2,000 Afghans deemed at risk under Taliban rule and stranded in neighboring Pakistan for months after Berlin froze the scheme under a program amid a pledge to curb migration. This comes after several groups and affected Afghans filed lawsuits challenging the decision. Families with court rulings will be flying out of Pakistan soon, but the details have not been disclosed yet. The Interior Ministry said that Afghan nationals who were promised admission under earlier programs were undergoing individual case reviews. It further informed that only those Afghans with binding admission approvals will be allowed in after security checks, noting that numbers were unclear and exit permits from Pakistan would still be required. The Interior Ministry had put the program on hold in the first place and was blocking its resumption.
Das liegt in den Händen der Bundesregierung, die, soweit uns gesagt wurde, da in Verhandlungen sind und sich bemühen, die Leute wieder nach Pakistan zu holen. Ob das gelingt, kann ich nicht einschätzen. Ich hoffe es sehr. Die Leute sind sehr vulnerabel. Die sind ohne ihren Besitz, ohne ihre Pässe sogar nach Afghanistan abgeschoben worden. Und ja, also ich sehe da schon auch eine große Verantwortung der Bundesregierung, hier zu handeln.
Und das kann ich nicht einfach so zusehen. Ich schlafe selber seit ungefähr 2 Wochen, 2 Stunden, dann stehe ich wieder auf, dann versuche alle möglichen Wege zu sehen und versuchen irgendeinen Weg zu finden. Meine Familie ist für mich wichtig. Wann meine Familie nicht für Auswärtiges Amt oder für die BMI nicht wichtig sind, das sind für mich meine Herzteile. Unsere Geschichte muss geglaubt werden, unsere Geschichte, wir kämpfen seit 4 Jahren auf alle Ebenen. Wir haben mit vorheriger Regierung
And Sri Lanka's former president Ranil Wickremesinghe, arrested over allegations of misusing state funds while in office, was granted bail on Tuesday. Wickremesinghe attended court hearing via Zoom from a state-run hospital. His United National Party has claimed the case against him is politically motivated. The ruling party of incumbent President Anurakumara Dissanayake has denied these allegations. Hundreds of supporters of 76-year-old Wickremesinghe, including some from the opposition parties, gathered outside the court ahead of the hearing. Police had to cordon off the complex to handle the crowd. He was arrested and taken into custody last Friday. The investigators questioned him about a September 2023 visit to London, where he attended a ceremony at a British university with his wife while serving as president. Wickramasinghe has maintained that no state funds were used for his wife's travel. The next day, he was taken to the emergency care unit at Colombo National Hospital over complications related to dehydration, diabetes and high blood pressure. But his condition was later said to be stable. A lawyer by profession, Wickramasinghe is credited for leading the island nation out of a devastating economic crisis when he took over reins in 2022 after Gotabaya Rajapaksa stepped down amid mass protest over corruption and economic mismanagement.
අද අපේ රටේ ස්වාධීන අධිකරණය හමුවේ යුක්තිය සාධාරණත්වය ඉටුුණයි කියන එක අපි මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න කැමතියි.
Moving on. Thousands of devotees thronged temples dedicated to Lord Ganesh across India on Wednesday as the 10-day-long festival of Ganesh Chaturthi began, which marks the birth of the Hindu elephant god. Lord Ganesh is considered the embodiment of wisdom and is widely revered as the remover of obstacles. Some devotees also observed fast on the occasion for the well-being and prosperity of their families. During the festival, people buy decorated and colorful idols of Lord Ganesh and establish them in their homes for either 10 days or 1, 3 or 5 days and revel in religious pageantry. Elaborately decorated idols of the Hindu god are also installed in marquees based on different themes which are visited by people during the festival.
हम हर साल आते हैं सुबह सुबह जो सुबह की जो क्या बोलते हैं भक्ति आरती होती है वो बहुत आनंदपूर्ण करती है मन को अपने और सुबह सुबह एक भक्ति वर्ग पूरा वातावरण होता है पूरे मंदिर में बोलो आज पूरे देश में गणेश चतुर्थी जो मनाई जा रही है.
Similar scenes were witnessed in parts of southern India where devotees flocked temples in huge numbers to pay their obeisance. The 10-day festival culminates with the immersion of Ganesh idols in water bodies in a ritual called Visarjan, which signifies the divine entities returning to their abodes after being the guest of the devotees.
Lord Ganesha being the remover of all obstacles. Ganesha is our favorite god, so we are in fact privileged to be here, and that too in this festive vibes, being here from morning till all the pujas are getting over. So it's actually a blessing and we are lucky to be a part of all this celebration.
And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.